Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about women want this more than anything else. So when you're dating women and you're talking to them and you're trying to get them to be more attracted to you or whatever it may be, what the thing that you got to realize that what most women want, and unfortunately you're not always going to get with most women because this kind of thing is quite rare. But what the thing that women are looking for when they're dating a guy, or when they're looking for a guy to become their boyfriend and stuff, what they're looking for is fast rapport. Okay, fast rapport. Okay, so they basically want this instant connection. So basically, what is this then? What would this look like? So fast rapport would be something like when you start talking to each other, there's common ground. So that means there's been like relatable experiences that you've both had, just relatable conversation with each other, um, and being able to connect with each other on this way through similar experiences that you may have both had. So let's say you both grew up in the same area and you instantly have this great conversation about where you grew up, and perhaps there were like all these different characters of where you used to live. Perhaps it was like that one homeless guy that everyone knew about and you're just sort of there talking about all these fun things. Or maybe it's like the woman who lived in your town. There was a woman who lived in your town that owned like a sweet shop, and everyone would like go in there after school and stuff, and you have fun conversations talking about that. It's something like that where you can just instantly have a good conversation. I'm sure you've had that experience before, whether it's when you meet a woman or even when you meet a friend, a new friend. You have this like instant connection and rapport because of any kind of similar experiences. Now, it may not be because of you lived in the same area. It could have been that maybe you had some sort of similar experience when you went to school, right? Perhaps you were both you both played a similar sport, right? Obviously, they maybe did hockey or something, and there was like obviously she was in the women's division and you were in the men's or something like that, and then you're just talking about that and that common experience that you both had playing that game, right? It could be that you play video games. That's another one. Like you played the same video game growing up, and you was talking about that. And then you create that fast rapport because you're talking about this fun game that you both used to play. Maybe it was like Club Penguin or something, right? And you've got this relatable experience, okay? And you're both talking about the mini games and things like that. So that's one of the things that women are looking for. Now, of course, there's more to it than that as well. So because obviously you want to be more than friends, and this is one of the ways that you can make a good friend by having those relatable experiences. So the missing ingredient then with that as well that causes that attraction is that there is attraction, right? There's physical attraction. So she's attracted to you, but also, and she finds you sexy or whatever it may be, but also you've got that common ground, you've got that fast rapport. And that's basically what women are looking for more than anything else when they're trying to find a boyfriend, when they're trying to meet a guy. They're looking for those relatable experiences, and they're also looking for a guy that they're attracted to. Now, of course, you cannot always control the attraction part, because attraction isn't a choice. And that's a quote by David D'Angelo. If you go on YouTube and you type in David D'Angelo, attraction isn't a choice, there's a good like 8-minute long video or so on him talking about that topic, which I highly recommend that you do. But basically, if a woman is attracted to you physically, then she's always going to be drawn to you somewhat, okay? But if a woman is not attracted to you, then she's always going to be repelled by you. She's probably going to try and put you in the friend zone, and she's just going to want to keep you around as a friend. Okay? So it's about having those two things, right? Having that fast rapport and the attraction. But you can always work on the fast rapport. That's one of the things that you can always try and implement. And the way that you do this is you just ask her questions about herself until you find a topic that you can also relate to, that she's talking about. Okay, so when you go out on a date with a woman, you want to be trying to find these topics, especially a topic that she enjoys talking about, because it's not always a good idea if you find a relatable experience that you've both had that's really sad. So let's say like you've both lost a parent or something. Now, of course, that's a great way to like build rapport, but it's not a very happy subject. And obviously, if you're on a date, you want to be focusing more on having a good time and having fun, and creating that fun sort of dynamic. So that you're both laughing and having a good time. Because basically, if you make her associate positive emotions with you, she's more likely going to want to hang out with you. Okay, so it's not a good idea to be talking about sob stories. But if something like that does come up, so let's use the example of, let's say you both lost a parent or something, you can talk about it, obviously, but try and put a positive twist on it. So, for example, you can talk about how it's made you more independent, or Just talk about the pros of what's happened. Obviously, there's not going to be many, because losing a parent is going to be awful and suck, especially if you lost them particularly young. But there's probably some benefit there that's happened, or something that's made, even if it's like, oh yeah, it was a tough experience, but because of it, it's made me a lot more stronger. It's made me a lot more independent. And that's what you've got to focus on. You've got to focus on whatever positives may have come out of that, even if it was simply how it's made you stronger, a stronger human being, something along those lines. So then, and then you go and find a different topic to talk about, because you don't want to be talking too much about negative things when you're on a date. It's just not going to be very fun for you both, right? And like I said, she's going to be more drawn to you and like hanging out with you more if she associates more positive feelings with you than negative, okay? So that's what you got to focus on. You got to if you are to talk about something negative, put a positive twist on it, okay? And that's going to really help. And it's more than likely that she's going to also then contemplate, because let's say maybe she's still struggling with that issue. Yeah, she's still struggling with that issue, but then you've said how it's made you stronger, then maybe she'll start to contemplate how it's made her stronger as well, and how her experience has made her stronger. And therefore, it's going to help her grow. And therefore, she's going to like you more, because she felt like she actually gained something valuable from you, a valuable piece of information that's actually helped her, to grow and to become more too. Okay? So it's all about trying to find those relatable experiences. Now, a great way to do this, and the great way to get a woman to like you more as well, is if when you're talking to her and you're asking her questions about herself, yeah, it's a good idea to find a topic that you both can relate to. But if you find a topic that she really lights up about, so that, say, maybe she's talking about her pet, like a dog or a cat or something, and she gets really excited talking about it, get her to ask her more questions about that. Really dive into that, because obviously she clearly enjoys talking about that topic. And if she's feeling really excited and she's like, oh yeah, I really love my dog, he's got these, I got him when he was a puppy, and I've trained him myself, I take him to these training shows, and he's just really talented, and I taught him how to do this, I taught him how to do that, and you go like, oh yeah, that's really cool. What else did you do? Like, how did you learn about this? How did you learn about like dog training and stuff? Like, how often do you take the dog? What kind of shows do you put him in? These kinds of things. You want to get her to talk more about the topic that she loves to talk about, okay? Because that will make her associate positive feelings with you, because she's just basically spending most of the night talking to you about something she really loves, and she's just going to feel really good, and she's going to really want to hang out with you more, because she gets to express herself and talk about things that she likes to talk about, that she finds interesting, you see. It's always great for me, for example, when I meet a friend and they become really interested in my job, right? And they're asking me about my job, because I love talking about my job, and I don't often get to talk about it unless it's with my wife. But with strangers, most people don't really care. Most people don't really care about anything about you. That's what you'll find. But when you find someone who is actually interested in what you do, or something that you love, right, it feels fun to talk about it. It feels fun because you don't get asked very often, right, about these things, right? So it feels really good. So that's what you want to elicit. When you find in her, when she starts talking about something that she really loves to talk about, get her to talk about it again, to get her to talk about it more. Ask her questions about it, right? Try and find out more about that, because she loves to talk about it. She's clearly very, very interested. And she's going to love to talk to you then. She's going to want to hang out with you more, because you get her to talk about the things that she's actually genuinely interested in. And basically, that's what women want more than anything else when they're talking to men and they're trying to find a boyfriend. They want a guy who they're attracted to, obviously, but also someone they can have fast rapport with, and who asks them questions about things that they like to talk about, because maybe they don't actually get to talk about them very often. Okay, so that's basically what you got to focus on when you're out on a date and when you're meeting a woman. Now, of course, like I said, you can't really do much about the attraction, but you do have control over if you can build fast rapport with her. Okay, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least you knew that you did your best by creating the fast rapport. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovridge.com. And if you'd like more tips like this one, you can go and read my book for free on my website too, called Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. Just click on the menu and select the book. It's literally just called the book. And then it will take you straight to the PDF reader where you can read it. And you don't have to sign in, you don't have to log into the website, you don't have to create an account, you don't have to do anything like that. It's just going to be there for you to read straight away. The only thing you will need is an internet connection, which you clearly already do have. Otherwise, you want to be able to watch this video. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.